Welcome back. In this time of crisis and national emergency, many local organizations are stepping up to help, including the Washington Area New Automobile Dealers Association. They made a whopping $50,000 donation to Medstar Georgetown University Hospital to help support its work screening and treating patients during this COVID-19 pandemic. Joining us with more is Kevin Riley, the owner and president of Alexandria Hyundai. Good morning to you, and hats off to you for what you all have done with this huge donation. What was the impetus behind it?
Well, Maureen, thank you very much for having me this morning in the Washington Area New Automobile Dealers Association. We're proud to support the great work going on at Medstar Georgetown and their heroic and courageous frontline healthcare workers. And in terms of the impetus for this, you had mentioned before that hospitals are stretched to the limit, and we understand that clinical care revenues have fallen off a cliff with fewer people going to the hospital, so they have fewer resources to meet the great needs in this COVID-19 pandemic. So we wanted to do all we could to help support the great work going on at Medstar Georgetown. And
you're a Georgetown alum, right? So this is giving back in more than one way.
Yeah, so for me, it's very important on many different levels. I'm a graduate of Georgetown, and my father-in-law was a graduate of the medical school there. My mother-in-law, a graduate of the nursing school there. So we certainly believe in cura personalis and the care for the whole person that's going on there at Georgetown Medstar, and they carry on that tradition to this day in the treatment of each and every individual there.
Tell us about the need, because we do hear, all these places are stretched so thin that they do need the help there. But tell us about the need that maybe you've seen personally or that you've heard about.
Well, what I see now is, and it's something to think about as we get beyond COVID-19, because it will be a point we'll be beyond this, hospitals essentially focus on three things: education, research, and clinical care. And so as resources and revenues go down for clinical care, that certainly puts a financial strain on hospitals. So what we need to think about is funding research coming out of this COVID-19 crisis, because there'll be fewer resources going to research as a result of all the resources going to clinical care and the lack of revenues coming in from that particular segment.
So, Kevin, are you guys challenging other organizations to step up to the plate? Because $50,000, I mean, that's a large sum, and it will go a long way. Are you challenging other people to, put your money and your heart where it should be?
Well, I think we can support in all different ways. Now, we're certainly proud to support and provide this $50,000 to Georgetown Medstar. But I think you can support in many different ways. I was on the phone with Mike Stocklaven, the president of Georgetown Medstar, and certainly the $50,000 is going to go a long way to provide PPE and other necessary resources. But also it's the morale boost that it gives to the frontline healthcare workers, and I think that's something we can all do. Maybe it's delivering food, maybe it's just putting a sign in the yard saying, "Hey, we appreciate what you do." And I think coming out of COVID-19, we always appreciated the hard work and the bravery of our frontline healthcare workers, but I think we're going to be especially grateful for their efforts during this COVID-19 crisis.
Indeed, we will be. Kevin Riley with Winata, thank you so much for what you're doing, making a difference in our community. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you.
Thanks so much, Maureen.
Have a great morning.